Meet the hyena, a family of carnivores, Hyenidae, found across Africa and parts of Asia. At first glance they look dog-like, powerful forequarters, a sloping back, and a reputation for scavenging. But beneath the stereotypes lies a complex, fascinating animal with surprising anatomy, social systems, and behaviors. In this video we're going beyond the cliches, laughing scavengers, to reveal 15 hidden, scientifically grounded facts about hyenas, why they're built the way they are, how their societies function, and what recent research has taught us about these intelligent, adaptable predators. Fact 1. Hyenas are more closely related to cats than dogs. When people first see a hyena running across the savannah, their mind often jumps to wolf or wild dog. Hyenas do look superficially like canids. They trot in packs, have non-retractable claws, and show cursorial, running, adaptations. But evolutionary history doesn't care about appearances, it cares about ancestry, genes, and deeper morphological patterns. Modern genetic studies and comparative anatomy place hyenas within the feliform branch of carnivora, the same major lineage that includes cats, mongooses, civets, and related groups. That's not just a curious taxonomic footnote, it helps explain many of the subtle traits hyenas share with feliforms and why their biology diverges from typical dog-like solutions. From a genetic perspective, molecular phylogenetics uses sequences from mitochondrial DNA and multiple nuclear genes to reconstruct evolutionary trees. Those trees consistently nest hyenids with other feliforms rather than with canids. Morphologically, hyenas share skull and dental features, aspects of inner ear structure, and other osteological characters that align them more closely with feliform carnivores. For example, the arrangement of certain jaw muscles and the shape of the auditory bulla, a bone structure around the middle ear, are feliform hallmarks that hyenas possess. Conversely, many dog-like features in hyenas, the lean running build, social hunting, and vocal repertoire that includes contact calls, represent convergent evolution, independent adaptations to similar ecological pressures, chasing prey over open ground, cooperative hunting, and unrelated lineages. Understanding this phylogenetic placement clarifies several biological puzzles. Hyenas' remarkable digestive physiology and bone-cracking capabilities evolved within a feliform context, an evolutionary experiment where ecological niche, scavenging plus hunting, durophagy, selected for extreme cranial strength and gut robustness. It also changes how we compare intelligence, sociality, and reproductive traits. Hyenas are an example of how similar ecological roles can lead to similar behaviors across separate evolutionary paths, but also how ancestry constrains what traits are possible and how they're achieved via anatomy and neurobiology. If you're enjoying this deep dive, please subscribe to Animal Hidden Facts. Your subscription helps us keep unearthing surprising, science-backed stories from the wild and supports our small creative team in producing clear, accurate videos. Hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss future episodes. Every new viewer helps the channel bring more thoughtful, research-based wildlife content to curious minds like yours. Fact 2. Spotted hyenas have the most complex social structures of any carnivore. When comparing social structures across carnivores, a few names spring to mind: wolves with packs, lions with prides, primates with intricate hierarchies. But spotted hyenas, crocuta, stand out among terrestrial carnivores for the size, complexity, and stability of their social groups, called clans. These clans can number from a dozen up to around 80 individuals and present layered social relationships, clear linear dominance hierarchies, kin-based coalitions, and long-term alliances that influence access to food, mating opportunities, and survival. Why does this complexity arise? The answer mixes ecology with life history and cognition. Spotted hyenas feed on large ungulates and also on carcasses created by other predators. Access to rich food resources and a landscape of competition favors group living. Individuals that cooperate can defend kills from lions or leopards, coordinate during hunts, and monopolize resources. But simply living in a group is not the same as the dense, competitive sociality we see in hyena clans. Spotted hyena clans have steep dominance ranks where high-ranking females and their offspring get priority access to food and better social outcomes. Those ranks are not fleeting, they're stable across years and often across generations, producing matrilineal family lines with similar social fortunes. From a behavioral ecology perspective, clan life produces complex strategic interactions. Hyenas form coalitions, pairs or small groups that team up to challenge others, support mates, or steal food. Researchers have documented that individuals remember past interactions, recognize kin and allies, and weigh the costs and benefits of aggressive or cooperative moves in ways reminiscent of primate social intelligence. The social complexity is also visible in communication systems. Hyenas use an array of vocalizations, whoops, groans, giggles, scent marks, and postures to coordinate, signal rank, and maintain social bonds. Physiologically and developmentally, this complexity is supported by extended juvenile periods and social learning. Hyena cubs learn the rank, the social partners, and the subtleties of coalition behavior through play and adult interactions. Moreover, the clan structure can influence reproductive strategies. High-ranking females have greater reproductive success and their offspring mature with social advantages that perpetuate the matrilineal status. This combination, large, stable groups centered on kin-based dominance, strategic coalition formation, and sophisticated communication, makes spotted hyena societies among the densest and most complex social systems of any non-primate carnivore. The complexity has been teased apart by decades of field studies that combine behavioral observation, demography, and experiments, showing hyenas' cognitive and social sophistication is not accidental but a precise adaptation to their ecological niche. Fact 3. A female-dominated society, females are larger, more aggressive, and outrank all males. One of the most striking features of spotted hyena society is its matriarchal structure. Adult females are larger than males, they dominate males in aggressive encounters, and social rank is primarily organized along female lines. To the casual observer, this flips many expectations about mammalian social systems where males typically compete for dominance and access to mates. In hyenas, dominance is female-centric and hierarchical. Female rank strongly determines reproductive success, access to food, and survival prospects for offspring. Biologically, female dominance in spotted hyenas is rooted in several interacting mechanisms. First, sexual dimorphism in size is reversed relative to many mammals. Adult females are often larger and more muscular than adult males. This anatomical difference gives females a clear competitive advantage in direct conflicts. Second, the development of female aggression and dominance is associated with unusual endocrine and developmental pathways, specifically, increased levels of androgens, male typical hormones, during prenatal development, which contribute to both the enlarged genitalia seen in females and to masculinized aggressive tendencies. The combination of anatomical advantage and hormonally influenced behavior makes female hyenas formidable in contests over resources. But dominance is not purely physical strength. Hyena society relies heavily on coalitions and social memory. High-ranking females lead matrilineals, their daughters inherit their rank, and kin-based coalitions are used to uphold social order. A high-ranking female and her adult daughters can jointly displace lower-ranking individuals, including males, from carcasses. That stability of rank across generations creates long-term inequality but also predictable social roles. Males that infiltrate a clan through dispersal typically enter at the bottom of rank. Their path to reproductive success often depends on forming alliances with females or waiting patiently for opportunities, rather than direct dominance through force. From an evolutionary perspective, female dominance can be understood as an adaptive response to ecological competition and reproductive stakes. Access to food directly affects a mother's ability to raise pups. When resources are contested and pup survival depends critically on maternal condition, selection favors females who can secure resources and protect offspring, even if doing so requires elevated aggression. The consequence is a social system where female strength, social intelligence, and coalition building become central to the clan's reproductive dynamics. Long-term observational and hormonal studies corroborate this picture, revealing how matrilineal rank structures are maintained and why female dominance is a consistent and critical feature of spotted hyena biology. Fact 4. Their laugh isn't about humor, it communicates stress, frustration, or submission. The iconic laugh of hyenas, that cackling, high-pitched series of chirps and giggles, has long captured human imagination and led to caricatures of hyenas as sneaky or gleeful scavengers. In reality, this vocalization is a complex, context-dependent signal used in social communication, not a cue of amusement. Ethologists studying hyena vocal behavior have deciphered that the giggle often indicates arousal, submission, or social tension rather than joy. Vocal signals evolve to convey information reliably to listeners, and the hyena giggle fits that role. When subordinate hyenas approach a dominant individual at a carcass or during an aggressive exchange, they often emit the giggle sequence, a tightly timed, high-frequency call that can reduce the probability of an attack by signaling submission or nervousness. Conversely, hyenas may giggle when they are excited or anxious during social conflicts, feeding contests, or when being harassed by conspecifics. The acoustic structure of these calls, short, rapid elements with specific frequency contours, carries graded information about the caller's state, degree of arousal, urgency, and perhaps identity. Researchers have also shown that hyena vocal communication is multi-layered. Beyond the giggle, hyenas produce whoops, long-distance advertisement calls, groans, grunts, and other sounds that encode information about identity, group membership, and motivational state. The context dependence of the giggle makes sense from a behavioral ecology standpoint. In a dense social environment with strict rank relations, honest signals that reduce dangerous escalation, like a submissive giggle, are favored because they minimize costly fights. Thus, the laugh becomes a social tool to navigate dominance interactions, stabilize social order, and communicate emotional states, not a reflection of mirth. Importantly, anthropomorphizing animal vocalizations is tempting but misleading. The emotional states of hyenas are real and complex, but their vocal repertoire evolved for functional social communication. Field observations and acoustic analyses together have clarified when and why hyenas use these calls, revealing a rich communicative system that helps maintain the clan's intricate social machinery. Fact 5. Strongest bite proportionally of any mammalian predator, can crush large bones. One of the hyena's most famous physical abilities is its bone-crushing bite. But this isn't just folklore. Spotted hyenas possess skulls and jaw musculature specialized for durophagy, the consumption of hard materials like bone, and their bite biomechanics are among the most powerful relative to body size in mammals. The functional anatomy, ecological role, and evolutionary consequences of this capability make the hyena a fascinating study in how diet shapes form. From an anatomical perspective, hyena skulls show several adaptations that amplify bite force and resist stress. The zygomatic arches, cheek bones, are robust to anchor powerful temporalis muscles. The sagittal crest is well developed, giving space for large jaw muscles that generate high force. The jaws themselves are stout, the teeth, especially premolars, are thick and blunt for cracking, and the mandibular symphysis, where the two halves of the lower jaw meet, is strong to resist bending. Finite element analyses and biomechanical experiments demonstrate that hyena skulls distribute stress efficiently during crushing, allowing repeated high-force bites without catastrophic damage. Functionally, the high bite force allows hyenas to exploit ecological resources that other predators may leave behind. By breaking long bones to access marrow and consuming teeth, hooves, and skull fragments, hyenas extract calories and nutrients from carcasses that would otherwise go unused. This is ecologically significant. Hyenas can process carcasses more completely, support larger clouders of scavengers, and survive during lean periods when fresh kills are scarce. The digestive system complements the bite. Powerful gastric acids and long guts help break down bone fragments and extract minerals. Evolutionarily, durophagy likely provided a selective advantage in environments where carcasses were a major resource and interspecific competition, from lions, leopards, wild dogs, was high. Individuals that could crack and digest bones could exploit a niche with reduced competition for soft tissues. Over millions of years, this selection shaped hyena cranial morphology, culminating in the remarkable bone processing ability observed today. Biomechanical studies, comparative anatomy, and field observations of feeding behavior all converge to show that hyenas are not merely scavengers with a bite. Their skulls and jaws are highly specialized tools for a unique dietary strategy. Fact 6. Female hyenas have pseudopenises, making birth extremely difficult. Spotted hyena females possess one of the most unusual reproductive anatomies in the entire mammalian world, an elongated clitoris through which they urinate, mate, and even give birth. This structure, often called a pseudopenis, gives female hyenas a superficially male appearance, making external sex identification extremely challenging. But this trait is far more than an anatomical curiosity. It has deep evolutionary and hormonal roots with enormous consequences for hyena biology, social dynamics, and reproductive success. To understand why this pseudopenis exists, we have to step into developmental biology. During fetal development in most mammals, androgen hormones, such as testosterone, drive the formation of male reproductive anatomy. In female spotted hyenas, however, unusually high concentrations of androgens circulate during gestation, likely produced by both the maternal endocrine environment and fetal ovaries themselves. These hormones masculinize the developing female fetus, leading to elongated genital tissues and the formation of the pseudopenis. Studies show that this masculinization is also tied to the extremely aggressive temperament female hyenas display, which enhances dominance and competitive success within the clan. Yet evolution always involves trade-offs, and the cost here is extraordinary. The pseudopenis is narrow and inflexible compared to a typical birth canal, forcing hyena cubs, which are already unusually large, well-developed, and born with teeth, to pass through a long, tough, and constricted tube. First-time mothers experience a high rate of fatal complications, and many cubs perish during birth due to suffocation or tearing. Despite the high cost, the trait persists because the hormonal advantages it confers before birth and throughout adulthood boost female dominance, resource access, and pup survival in the long term. In scientific terms, this is a classic example of a costly but evolutionarily stable strategy. Female masculinization enhances competitive success enough to outweigh the reproductive risks, making the spotted hyena a spectacular case study in how extreme social environments can shape anatomy in extraordinary ways. The pseudopenis is not a mistake of nature, it is an adaptation forged through intense social selection. Fact 7. Hyena cubs are born with teeth and open eyes. Hyena cubs break numerous mammalian rules right out of the womb. Most carnivores, including lions, leopards, wolves, and many bears, are born altricial, blind, helpless, and toothless. Spotted hyenas, by contrast, enter the world with eyes open and a mouth full of sharp incisors and canine teeth. This advanced state at birth, known as precocial development, is unusual and reveals essential truths about hyena ecology, maternal investment, and early life competition. Why are hyena cubs so developed? One explanation lies in the enormous energy investment hyena mothers make during gestation. Females have incredibly long pregnancies relative to body size, about 110 days, a gestational period proportionally longer than many other carnivores. During this time, cubs grow rapidly, supported by a mother whose high social rank often ensures steady access to nutrients. Hyena milk is one of the richest of any terrestrial mammal, packed with protein and fat, which helps pups sustain high growth rates after birth. Being born with teeth and open eyes gives hyena cubs immediate behavioral capability. They can crawl, vocalize, and interact with their environment within minutes. This advanced development is crucial because hyena dens are hubs of intense competition. Cubs begin wrestling and establishing dominance almost immediately, and since food allocation from the mother depends heavily on social rank, being physically capable at birth is essential. This early activity also primes cubs for the complex social lives they will eventually lead. They must recognize mothers, siblings, and clanmates early on, learning the social cues and vocal tones that will structure interactions throughout life. Early neurological development, linked to both genetic factors and maternal nutrition, accelerates this process, giving hyena pups a head start on the social cognition required to survive within a strict hierarchy. Scientists view hyena cub development as a remarkable evolutionary adaptation to a hyper-competitive society. Hyena mothers invest heavily in fewer offspring, and evolution has shaped cubs to be ready for battle, literally, from day one. It is a stark but effective survival strategy. Fact 8. sibling rivalry can be deadly. Sibling aggression exists in many species, but in spotted hyenas it reaches dramatic levels. In fact, hyena cubs may engage in siblicide, the killing of a sibling, especially in litters of two. To understand why this happens, we need to explore the brutal logic of natural selection and the ecological pressures that shape hyena reproduction. Hyena mothers typically give birth to 1 or 2 cubs. When 2 are born, competition begins almost immediately because hyena milk is both high in nutrients and difficult to produce in large quantities. Hyena mothers also rarely nurse cubs that aren't their own, meaning resources are strictly limited. Under such scarcity, cubs fight fiercely for access to the mother's teats. Their well-developed teeth make the fighting dangerous, and injuries are common. Evolutionarily, siblicide emerges as an adaptive response under certain conditions. If one cub can monopolize the mother's milk by eliminating its rival, its own survival prospects increase dramatically. For the mother, allowing siblicide may be adaptive as well. Investing fully in one strong cub rather than dividing resources between 2 weaker ones may yield higher reproductive success in the long run. But siblicide is not inevitable. Research shows that the mother's social rank strongly affects outcomes. High-ranking females have better access to food, produce richer milk, and can more reliably sustain 2 cubs. Offspring of high-ranking mothers are therefore less likely to kill each other because resources are sufficient for both to thrive. Lower-ranking mothers, however, struggle to provide enough milk, creating the conditions where siblicide becomes more likely. This deadly rivalry reveals a harsh truth about life in hyena society. Survival is an intense competition from the moment of birth. The combination of advanced cub development, limited maternal resources, and high social stakes produces a system where sibling conflict is not just common, it is evolutionarily embedded. Fact 9. Hyenas hunt more than lions in many regions. The stereotype of hyenas as mere scavengers is one of the most persistent misconceptions in wildlife culture. In reality, spotted hyenas are among the most successful predators in Africa, and in many ecosystems, they hunt more frequently and more effectively than lions. The idea that they simply steal from other predators is largely backward. In several well-studied regions, lions are the ones stealing kills from hyenas. Why are hyenas such effective hunters? First, their bodies are built for endurance rather than short bursts of speed. Their incredibly strong forequarters, large hearts, and efficient metabolic systems allow them to maintain long-distance pursuit. Hyenas often track prey for kilometers, gradually wearing animals down before launching a final attack. This hunting strategy works particularly well on medium-sized ungulates like wildebeest, gazelles, and zebra foals. Second, hyena intelligence plays a major role. Cooperative hunting requires communication, role differentiation, and an ability to read the movements of both prey and fellow hunters. In large clans, hyenas break into smaller hunting parties, using flankers, blockers, and chasers. They coordinate visually and vocally, adjusting strategies based on prey behavior, terrain, and wind direction. Ecological studies show that in regions like the Serengeti, hyenas are responsible for up to 60 to 80% of their own food intake through hunting alone. Their success rates can surpass those of lions, whose hunting efficiency varies widely based on group size, habitat structure, and prey density. Lions rely heavily on ambush strategies and require proximity to prey. Hyenas rely on endurance and teamwork, enabling them to hunt both day and night. Furthermore, hyenas' adaptability allows them to exploit opportunities lions often can't. They readily switch between hunting and scavenging depending on environmental conditions, which maximizes their energy efficiency. Their digestive systems allow them to consume nearly every part of a carcass, reducing waste and enabling them to extract calories unavailable to other predators. The notion of the hyena as a mere scavenger reflects outdated observations and storytelling rather than modern ecological science. Today, biologists recognize hyenas as apex predators in their own right, highly intelligent, cooperative, and physiologically optimized for the hunt. Fact 10. Night vision nearly on par with owls. A key reason hyenas dominate nocturnal ecosystems is their exceptionally powerful night vision. Although they don't fly silently or rotate their heads like owls, hyenas possess visual adaptations that allow them to operate confidently in near total darkness. Understanding these adaptations requires a look at eye anatomy, light-sensing photoreceptors, and how different species balance vision for day versus night activity. Hyenas have proportionally large eyes with wide pupils that maximize light intake. More importantly, their retinas contain an abundance of rod photoreceptors, the cells responsible for detecting light intensity and motion, far more than cone photoreceptors, which detect color. This rod-dominated retina is typical of nocturnal animals that prioritize low light sensitivity over color accuracy. They also possess a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum, which functions like biological night vision technology. Light entering the eye passes through the retina, hits the reflective layer, and bounces back through the retina a second time, doubling the chance that rod cells detect it. This is why hyena eyes glow so intensely when illuminated by a spotlight at night. The neural pathways associated with rod-driven vision are also finely tuned. Hyenas rapidly process motion cues, allowing them to track moving animals even in faint starlight. This advantage is crucial for nighttime hunting, when prey are most vulnerable and when competition from diurnal predators like lions temporarily decreases. From an ecological standpoint, superb night vision allows hyenas to exploit a temporal niche. Because hyenas are crepuscular and nocturnal, their activity peaks when the African landscape is dim. Their sensory adaptations make them dominant hunters at night, giving them access to prey with reduced interference from lions, the primary competitors that tend to hunt more effectively in early evening or dawn light. Hyenas are not simply good at seeing in the dark, they are evolutionarily optimized for it. Their eyes are tools shaped by millions of years of nighttime predation, turning the darkness of the savanna into an environment where they hold the advantage. Fact 11. Hyenas digest nearly everything: bone, teeth, hooves, and skin. Hyenas are among the most efficient consumers in the animal kingdom, and their ability to digest nearly every part of a carcass sets them apart from other large predators. While many carnivores pick at soft tissue and organs, hyenas will eat bones, hooves, ligaments, cartilage, and even the keratin covering of horns. This remarkable dietary flexibility stems from a suite of specialized biological adaptations, both anatomical and physiological. Let's begin with their digestive system. Hyenas possess extremely acidic stomachs, with a pH often measured close to 1, similar to that of gastric acid used in industrial-strength digestion. This allows them to break down dense bone material and extract crucial nutrients like calcium and phosphorus. Their stomachs act like biological pressure cookers, turning bone fragments into digestible slurry within hours. The digestive tract itself is longer and more complex than that of many other carnivores. The extended gut gives microbes and digestive enzymes more time to break down tough food components. Additionally, hyena intestines are lined with specialized mucus and protective cells that prevent damage from sharp bone fragments. Their dentition, the shape and arrangement of their teeth, further supports their bone-eating diet. Hyena premolars are massive, conical, and extremely dense, built for crushing rather than slicing. The repetitive pressure of those bone-crunching bites helps break carcasses into manageable fragments that gastric acids can finish processing. But the ecological implications of this bone-digesting ability are just as significant as the physiology. Hyenas occupy a niche that few other predators can exploit, the ability to consume virtually all remains left after other animals feed. This minimizes waste in their ecosystem and accelerates nutrient recycling back into soil via their calcium-rich droppings. Their scat often appears white because of the high concentration of digested bone minerals. In a landscape where competition is fierce and resources fluctuate, being able to consume almost every part of a carcass is not just an advantage, it's a survival engine. During droughts or food shortages, hyenas outlast many competitors because they can derive nutritional value from remains that others cannot touch. Their digestive system is a perfect example of evolutionary engineering tailored to a highly competitive scavenger-hunter lifestyle. Fact 12. Hyenas communicate using a powerful paste sent from anal glands. Beyond vocalizations and body language, hyenas rely heavily on scent communication, and one of their most remarkable tools is an odorous substance known as paste. This paste is secreted from specialized anal glands and deposited on grass stalks or vegetation during a behavior called pastings. To understand how and why hyenas use this, we need to dive into chemical communication and the evolutionary pressures that shaped it. Paste is produced by the anal scent glands located just inside the anus. These glands create thick, oily secretions containing an elaborate mixture of volatile organic compounds, chemical cues that convey identity, reproductive status, clan membership, and sometimes even emotional state. When hyenas walk through vegetation, they press their anal region against tall grass blades and deposit small streaks of this substance. This behavior functions like writing messages on a communal bulletin board. Other hyenas approach the marked grass, sniff deeply, and interpret the chemical profile. Because hyena clans inhabit large territories, sometimes spanning over 100 square kilometers, scent marking becomes essential for maintaining group cohesion and territorial boundaries. Paste markings tell clan members who has passed through recently and help them coordinate movements without direct contact. Interestingly, the chemical composition of paste differs between males and females and even varies according to hormonal cycles. This variation provides subtle but critical information about reproductive status. Females in estrus emit a slightly different chemical profile, helping males identify mating opportunities in a highly competitive environment where visual cues alone may not be sufficient. Scent marking also reduces unnecessary conflict between clans. When a clan detects markings from another group, they often avoid those boundaries unless food resources or strategic advantages compel them to push forward. This territorial awareness helps stabilize population structure and reduce risky encounters that could result in injury. Chemical communication is ancient in mammals, but hyenas have refined it into a sophisticated system that complements their complex social lives. It's not just communication, it's a chemical network through which information flows invisibly but effectively across the savanna. Fact 13. Each hyena has a unique whooping call like a vocal fingerprint. The whoop, a haunting, rising vocalization that echoes across the African plains, is one of the most recognizable sounds in the animal world. What many people don't realize is that no two hyenas produce identical whoops. Each individual has its own acoustic signature, functioning like a vocal fingerprint that can be recognized by other members of its clan. Understanding this requires looking at the physics of sound production and the social ecology of hyenas. A whoop is produced when air is forced across the vocal cords and the larynx. The tension of the vocal folds, the shape of the laryngeal cavity, and the resonance of the skull all influence the final sound. Because these anatomical features differ subtly between individuals, the resulting vocalizations have distinct pitch contours, durations, and harmonic structures. Field researchers studying hyena acoustics have demonstrated that hyenas are capable of recognizing individual whoops over long distances. This helps clan members locate each other during nighttime foraging when visibility is poor and individuals may be separated by kilometers. By listening to whoops, hyenas can determine whether the caller is dominant or subordinate, familiar or unfamiliar, male or female. The whoop also serves important territorial and social functions. When groups of hyenas engage in long-distance calling bouts, they signal their presence to rival clans. This allows clans to avoid unnecessary conflict or, in some cases, muster their own members for defense. A series of coordinated whoops can mobilize allies for cooperative hunts, clan gatherings, or rallying responses to lion threats. From an evolutionary perspective, the individuality of whoops likely emerged through the demands of large, fluid social groups. In a clan of up to 80 individuals, recognizing who is calling, and whether they are friend, foe, or family, provides significant survival advantages. These acoustic distinctions mirror similar individuality found in dolphin whistles, elephant rumbles, and primate calls. The whoop is not just a sound, it is a sophisticated communication device shaped by social necessity and the physical realities of long-distance signaling in open habitats. Fact 14. Hyenas are built for endurance, not speed. While cheetahs rely on explosive acceleration and lions depend on powerful bursts of sprinting, hyenas excel in a different athletic domain, endurance. Their anatomy and physiology are optimized for long-distance pursuit, allowing them to cover vast stretches of land while tracking prey. To appreciate this, we need to examine their musculoskeletal structure, energy metabolism, and behavioral strategies. Hyenas have long, sturdy forelimbs and slightly shorter hindlimbs, creating a sloping back that appears awkward but serves a biomechanical purpose. Their strong shoulders and large neck muscles stabilize the body during prolonged trotting and help them maintain momentum across uneven terrain. Their gait is incredibly energy efficient. Hyenas can jog at around 10 kilometers per hour, 6 miles per hour, for hours at a time without fatiguing. Internally, their cardiovascular system is built for stamina. Hyenas possess large hearts relative to body size, and their blood carries high concentrations of oxygen. Their muscles contain abundant mitochondria, the cellular structures responsible for aerobic energy production, giving them superior endurance compared to many carnivores that rely heavily on anaerobic bursts of speed. Behaviorally, hyenas use their endurance to wear down prey. Instead of ambushing, they often initiate a steady pursuit, increasing pressure gradually until the prey becomes exhausted. This strategy works especially well in open savannas where cover is minimal. Hyenas also engage in relay-style chases, where one group begins the pursuit and others position themselves strategically to intercept the fatigued prey. Their endurance-based hunting offers significant ecological advantages. It allows hyenas to hunt in temperatures that would quickly overheat sprinters like lions. It also enables them to travel long distances while searching for carcasses, giving them broad access to scattered food resources. Evolution shaped hyenas into marathoners of the animal kingdom. Their success as both hunters and scavengers stems from the simple fact that they can keep going long after other predators have tired out. Fact 15. Hyenas form long-lasting friendships. Despite long-standing portrayals of hyenas as chaotic or treacherous creatures, modern research shows that they form enduring social bonds comparable to those of primates, dolphins, and elephants. These friendships aren't based on simple proximity, they are built on years of cooperative interactions, mutual support, and shared social history. Hyena friendships develop through repeated affiliative behaviors, grooming, playing, resting together, and forming alliances during conflicts. These relationships often occur between individuals of similar rank, age, or familial background, but they also cross these boundaries. High-ranking individuals forge alliances not just with kin but with reliable non-kin partners who support them during competitive encounters. What's especially fascinating is the long-term stability of these bonds. Research tracking identified individuals across many years shows that hyenas repeatedly seek out specific partners even after long absences. These friendships influence everything from feeding opportunities to reproduction. Individuals with strong social ties experience lower stress levels, increased access to resources, and better survival rates, similar to patterns seen in baboons and chimpanzees. From an evolutionary standpoint, strong social bonds act as insurance policies. In a species where clan life involves constant negotiation and complex alliances, having trusted partners increases one's ability to navigate the hierarchy. Social support improves an individual's chances during dominance disputes, cooperative hunts, and defense against external threats like lions. This social complexity dismantles outdated stereotypes and highlights hyenas as emotionally intelligent, socially strategic animals. Their friendships demonstrate that survival is not just about strength or aggression, it is also about connection. Thank you for watching Animal Hidden Facts. Don't forget to subscribe, support our channel, and stay tuned for more amazing insights in our next video.